Support for the Leadoff on WGLT and WGLT.org comes from the Central Illinois Regional Airport, where family trips to Florida can begin and end close to home. Nonstop service on Allegiant Airlines to Tampa St. Pete and Orlando Sanford from Bloomington. Close, convenient, Sierra. More at CIRA.com.
Arts sector leaders from Bloomington-Normal say collaboration and partnerships are key to moving beyond scarcity models. That's one of the things you need to know to start your day for Thursday, November 13th. I'm Ryan Denham, and this is WGLT's The Leadoff. Now let's lead off with Twin City culture leaders who attended last week's statewide Arts and Humanities Conference. WGLT's Lauren Warnicki has a debrief.
Collaboration and partnerships are key to the culture sector moving beyond scarcity. Town of Normal Civic Arts manager Adam Fox says that was his takeaway from his first conference with Illinois Humanities and Illinois Arts Council.
In the Department of Cultural Arts, we support the arts in the community, and we do that by supporting the artists in the community. That's how you support the arts in your community. You provide space, you amplify voices, you pay people. And I wanted to go to the conference to know how we could do that better.
It was also the first time the state's chief arts and humanities agencies hosted their annual conventions together.
I thought it was a great partnership.
That's Doug Johnson, who has been to nearly every Illinois Arts Council conference for the past 26 years. He was on the planning committee, and he's also an artist, Arts Alliance Illinois board member, and the executive director of the McLean County Arts Center.
I think those distinctions between arts and humanities are, frankly, a little artificial.
Yeah.
You know, the types of things that we do at the McLean County Arts Center aren't very different from what happens at the other organizations.
Funding was an inevitable topic. In the wake of federal cuts, the state of Illinois has said it's not prepared to fill. One of McLean County Museum of History's primary funders, Illinois Humanities, lost a third of its budget overnight. But the museum's communications director, Michaela Harris, says it could be worse.
While this was a huge cut, there are some states where this meant the end of their arts agencies. That's not the case here in Illinois, and we're very lucky for that.
For The Leadoff, I'm Lauren Warnicki.
Here's some of the stories we're following in the WGLT newsroom. Congressman Eric Sorensen says he would not support the funding bill that would end the longest government shutdown in history. He says he, quote, cannot in good faith support a funding bill that does not make the lives of my neighbors more affordable as they struggle with the high cost of Trump's tariffs. Bloomington Fire Department says no people or pets were injured in a fire that broke out in a trailer in the Cardinal Ridge Mobile Home Park in South Bloomington yesterday midday. They say smoke alarms helped with early detection. And the head of Illinois Public Media, which operates one of two PBS stations serving Bloomington-Normal, is being replaced. Moss Bresnahan will be succeeded by two others being promoted to co-executive directors. Illinois Public Media is separate from WGLT, although it produces the 21st show for us. You can find more on these stories at WGLT.org. The Bloomington City Council has approved about $2.5 million worth of water treatment plant upgrades and activated carbon treatments to improve the taste of the water already flowing from Lakes Evergreen and Bloomington. In this interview with WGLT's Charlie Schlenker, Mayor Dan Brady talks about what needs to happen at the treatment plant and about other water issues.
The pumping side of things, the capital building aspects, storage for the carbon pact, and just really kind of a comprehensive overhaul structural-wise from a standpoint of capital.
Evergreen got an algae killing treatment a few weeks ago. Mm-hmm. What are the plans for where the city water is going to come from this winter?
The hope is more rain. Obviously, we know we're in a mild drought. Both those lakes are somewhere 2.5 to 3 feet down. Now, it's my understanding that that's, even with as dry as it's been, a little better than where we were this time last year. So that is encouraging, but obviously we need water and to try and fill our water reserves. The other side of things, of course, is the pumping back and forth that occurs between Evergreen and Bloomington to try and balance where the water levels are and what we can go off of for a period of time. And the other is to look long-term, Charlie, from the standpoint of what is going to be the future sources of water for the city of Bloomington, and that's an ongoing discussion and review. One of the things, though, that I'm encouraged by recently was equipment that was purchased, when I say recently, last year, actually, and it's just about ready to go online from the standpoint of quantitating some of these levels when it comes to the taste, odor, and smell. And testing that we had to send out and wait on for days can be done in-house with the quantitative measures of the machines that purchased. That I think will help for us to make more immediate decisions should we have situations to where we've got to make an adjustment and pivot.
When the city makes an adjustment, how long does it take to clear the pipes and get the new mix of water into residents' households?
Is this something probably within a day structure type of thing that would have to occur?
So that's much faster than the week or so it had been.
And that's correct. And hopefully that can help us to be able to pivot and react sooner because of quantitative testing levels that will be done in-house instead of being sent over to Indiana.
The second water issue involves something you just alluded to, the ongoing exploration of city water policy. Do you dredge Lakes Bloomington and Evergreen? Do you increase the capacity? Do you look to groundwater for future needs of residents? That's been under study. Where is that? What sort of timeline to resolution or decision points are you looking at?
It continues. It continues to be something that is reviewed. In fact, just a few weeks ago, we had a discussion. When I say we, members of the water department and city staff. And in that, there's proposals, obviously, the discussion of the Muhammad Aquifer and what we can or can't do there in the future. But the dredging side of things and where the levels are, many would say that in the past, when it was very, very dry, the dredging should have been done. I don't know about that. All I know is moving forward, that's an option for us to look at. And then, where do we look at future water sources? Is there something that potentially that could be done through the Illinois River?
Is there a deadline on this project? If we're going to do a well field, or we're going to do dredging, or some combination?
It continues to be really a moving target. And from the standpoint of trying to stay on top of what the latest challenges are in our water sources, all we know is the above water reserves that we have are low, and we've got to look to the future to try and improve that.
That's Bloomington Mayor Dan Brady. He spoke with Charlie Schlenker. And before we let you go, the McLean County Board meets tonight at 5:30 at the Government Center. On the agenda is a special use permit for a battery energy storage system in Chenoa Township. And that is it for today. I'm Ryan Denham. The show's produced by Cheyenne Brown. You can subscribe to the Leadoff on the NPR app or wherever you listen.